36 minutes ago, we got distress signal from Air Force One.
Who are you?
The president.
Hello everyone. So today is the very first MithCast here at twitch.tv/Mithrie. It's just something I wanted to try to just add a different dynamic to the live stream. So let's load up my camera, 1 second. Boo! So there I am. So today, guys, we're going to be talking about can Twitch be improved as a service, as a live streaming service? And what we're also going to be talking about is the future of live streaming generally, like how will it evolve in years to come and things like that. And today, joining me for my first podcast is Shin Ryu. So say hello.
Hello.
So Shin Ryu is from the Mithrie's Heaven FC here on Sagatana server. And I'm sorry guys that this is kind of like an improv. This is like let's try it and see what happens type of podcast. So, I don't have any fancy interface just yet. We'll work on that as time goes on. So 1 second. So hello everyone. And welcome. So let me quickly load up the Twitch chat. So hello everyone. So so let me move it actually, 1 second. There you go. So hello everyone, and we will be taking questions during this live as well. So you can see the chat is on the screen, so you will be able to ask questions live. So that's the question for today, guys. Can Twitch be improved as a service? Now, I am someone who has been live streaming on Twitch nearly every day in 2015. There's been a few days where I had a couple of days off, but nearly every single day of 2015. And my live stream has been growing pretty quickly. So I've gone from 0 to 2,500 followers in the space of 5 months, which is tremendous growth, thanks to my YouTube channel as well. Now, my issue with Twitch is basically it crashes a lot. The chat crashes a lot. The quality of the stream cannot be reduced for people who want to watch at lower quality, except for in the cases where if I were to be a partnered streamer here on Twitch. And in order to qualify to be a partnered streamer here on Twitch, you need to hit certain targets. You need to hit a certain number of viewers, as you have a certain schedule, at least 3 days a week, and so on and so on. And then they make the options, the media encoding options available to you that will allow the viewers to change the quality of the stream at their own wish, and also to add the subscribe button so people can subscribe to the channel, as well as get a revenue share of advertising put onto the stream. Now, what do you think of Twitch, Shin, generally?
Well, as a user of Twitch, what I generally think of it is you don't really think about background stuff unless you're a streamer When you go on Twitch, you're looking for something entertaining, you're looking for what's going on, maybe you might be looking for what type of skills people are using to clear something, things like that. But with what's going on in the background of Twitch, you got to be a little bit more of the streamer, because there's a lot of tools that go into Twitch, and I know you'll be talking about what a lot of those tools are and how they can be improved.
Yeah.
Of Twitch it definitely can be improved, and I know you're going to touch on those.
Yeah. Now, my issue is that I am a full-time YouTuber by nature. I started as a YouTuber, and now I'm delving into the realm of live streaming. I've been doing YouTube now for nearly 2 years, and I guess Google kind of spoil us with all the options they give us. They give us media encoding. They let us store infinite videos for an infinite amount of time. The speed of Google and YouTube is epic. There's no quicker service really coming because it's Google. I mean, let's be honest about it, and so on. Whereas you come onto Twitch, and there are certain technological limitations. So, for example, when they archive footage of a live stream, they will only archive it for 60 days unless you highlight it. And so basically after 60 days, so any of my broadcasts, which are more than 60 days old, and if I didn't back them up, they're gone, and I'll never be able to get them back. If you put any video onto YouTube, it's there forever. And also as well, the chat can crash sometimes because they use an IRC service, I believe, to do the chat options on Twitch, which is absolutely great. It's absolutely fine, because you can integrate bots into IRC. You can do so many things to manage IRC. So IRC is fine as a service, but because sometimes they are overwhelmed with viewership, it can cause it to be slow. It can cause it to crash, and so on. And Void is saying 60 days if you're a turbo user, 14 days for regular folks like me. So, yeah, which is also a point. Now, for me, when it comes to partnership, for example, like you guys know, I've been gunning for the partnership for a while now. And my goal and what I really want from the partnership is the media encoding. So I don't really care too much about having a subscribe button, because people have been asking me, like, where is my subscribe button? I said, well, I'll get it when I'm partnered. But my main focus is I want more people to be able to watch what I do, my stream, to be able to interact with me and so on without it crashing and so on. And as well, every time they've rejected my application for partnership, they've said that because media encoding is so expensive, they can't partner everyone. Like, simply, they will only partner people who qualify in terms of viewership, in terms of consistency, and so on. Now, for me, that's a big downer, because different games, different communities have got different sizes. So you can't, for example, put a blanket figure that every game can hit. It's just not going to happen. And in the Final Fantasy XIV community, for example, the largest ever live stream I've seen has been about 400 users. Quite often, I mean, sometimes there are bigger streamers who come along with, like, let's say they're 2,000, 3,000 plus viewers, but they are, let's say, the streamer's viewers. They're not game viewers. The streamer just happens to be playing 14 that day, and their viewers will follow them to any game. So I would only say that 14 dedicated streamers, the biggest I've seen is 400, maybe 500 at the most. Sometimes on a new patch day, sometimes, it goes up to maybe above 700, but not much bigger than that. Now, my thing about it is that Twitch have set their actual minimum requirement to 500 viewers every time you stream. Now, they do say that it's on a per application basis, but they basically said anything less than 100, 125, 150, something like that, it's almost like a don't even bother, and we do it on a case-by-case basis other than that. Now, I find that very frustrating, because As you guys know, I love Final Fantasy XIV. I spend all of my time in Final Fantasy XIV. I've got more than 600 videos about Final Fantasy XIV. But I feel to achieve the numbers that Twitch are asking for, I will have to branch out into other games. You know, I will have to distract myself from what I love the most in order to just achieve the partnership on Twitch. So, I mean, so far, Shin Ryu, do you have any thoughts about what I've said?
Yeah, well, it seems to me like the thing that they lack the most is the massive powerhouse Google database, you know. Whereas with Google, their YouTube, they have this ginormous database that they can afford, whereas with Twitch, probably lacking on that matter, so they have to draw this fine line for those that they'll actually sponsor and things like that to actually fit on their databases. And like you said, they don't keep videos for very long, so they're rotating those out of their database. But I do think that it's a little ridiculous that you have to have that amount of people watching you in order for them to even consider. I mean, for me, I understand that Twitch is really based on, you know, how entertaining you are, and to get that kind of viewers, it's more of how entertaining can you be instead of how knowledgeable you are. I think that they should lower numbers of that, and with the way that they're growing, you'd think that they would have a larger database to be able to handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. And no criticism to Twitch, but they should add more bands of partnership. You know, so for example, they should make it that if you're, say, a low partner or a beginner partner or whatever, let's say the first level of partner, that then, for example, you get your subscribe button. And then when you then eventually hit the targets that they're looking for, then talk about media encoding, then talk about emotes and custom emotes and so on as it scales up. Because at the moment, it's either a case of you're partnered or you're not. Simple as that. So, and as well, the sad truth is that because they don't have the capacity and the space to store the videos and the past broadcasts for an infinite amount of time, they actually then just encourage people to just go to YouTube, which is a shame, really, because it means that as a business, don't they risk not maintaining their audience? You know, they're actually encouraging their audience to use another service. You know, they should really, like I said, that would be my suggestion. So if Twitch ever see this video, my suggestion is, please, Twitch, add multiple levels of partnership. So the big streamers, they can have all the glitz and the glamour of the current partnership, and the newbies like myself, we can have a simpler thing with limited options and so on. And as well, I feel that Twitch need to... just like I said, you just need to think about the numbers. Now, one thing Twitch have told me, because I have been emailing them back and forth the last 5 months, is that they've set a different target for YouTubers. So, me as a YouTuber, if I was to hit 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and have an average viewership of 15,000 views per video, then they will probably give me partnership straight away. And they said the reason why they will give me partnership straight away is because if I was to start live streaming, like let's say I was a big YouTuber and I start live streaming, I'm more likely to immediately hit the streaming targets they need. Like they would be so confident with someone who would have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube that they don't even have to think twice about it. But that makes me then think, does that mean someone who has, for example, 90,000 subscribers on YouTube, would they say no? You know, 100,000 is a big deal. Like, even Google themselves send you a trophy for hitting 100,000 subscribers made of silver, like a silver play button. So, you know, I wonder about that. Like, how could they do things better going forward and so on? And as well, for me, I like Twitch. You know, I have quite a few Twitch streamers that I watch on a nearly daily basis. So what I would really like is to see Twitch improve. Now, in the future, my thoughts are, how is the climate of live streaming gaming going to change? So YouTube has already announced, or they're going to do an official announcement technically at E3 this year, that they are launching their own live streaming service called YouTube Live. Who knows if the name will change, which will be 100% a competitor to Twitch, focused on gaming and esports. And as well, because YouTube tried to buy Twitch a few months ago, and they decided instead Twitch to be bought by Amazon. And the reason that they published in the media is because Amazon would give them the creative freedom to do what they want as a business. Now, I was like, great, if that's the case, wonderful, but I'm sorry to tell you that in the months since they took over Twitch, I haven't seen Twitch change at all. I haven't seen it improve. I haven't seen it get worse. It is exactly the same. So it doesn't seem like, I don't know if behind the scenes what's been going on, but I mean, Shin Ryu, have you noticed any difference since Amazon took over?
No, none at all. Actually, haven't seen any difference in that at all. And to be honest, why wouldn't you go to a powerhouse? I mean, Google, like I said, they have the database. They have everything that you need. And I'm sure that they still could have had some creative freedom. They might have had to follow some guidelines for search engine optimization, but that would have been a benefit to them.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and even if, because at the end of the day, because that's one of the things that even pushes YouTube even further, which allows YouTube to get billions and billions of views per month, is that because Google owns YouTube, it's integrated, like you said, into the Google search. So quite often, for example, when people are going on Google and they're searching for Final Fantasy XIV content, they might get my video, they might get Mr. Happy's video, MizTech's video, and so on, integrated into the chat results. So if they could have had more, let's say, integration with Google, it would have made Twitch grow even quicker. I mean, of course, you can use Google to find stuff about Twitch anyway, but having that integration would have made the results, it would have prioritized the results a bit more towards Twitch. So, now for me as well, I hope that the YouTube live streaming service is very good for two reasons. One, it will give the newbie streamer like me an alternative, or the YouTuber like me an alternative, because I have, for example, more than 11,000 subscribers on YouTube, who, in the theory, I'm kind of neglecting every time I come to Twitch. So every time I come to Twitch, I'm denying my 11,000 subscribers on YouTube the time and effort into my videos so that I can concentrate on my 2,500 followers on Twitch. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I'm catering to both audiences, but it's a shame for people to miss out, because nearly every day I get a message or some sort of comment from someone who knows me on YouTube saying that, oh, I didn't know you live streamed, or I'm really happy I could catch you live for once, and so on. Whereas if I live stream on my YouTube channel, it might be a benefit to me. And the other thing I'm thinking about is that if YouTube do a really good job, I'm hoping they do a good job for their own sake, because I love what Google and YouTube do. I want them to always succeed as a business, but also as well, I hope it will make Twitch up their game. Introduce more options, introduce, like I said, maybe this multi-tier partnerships and so on to help the newbie streamers out, to motivate them more and so on. Because, for example, every time I get an application rejected, I get it rejected by someone called Nick. Now, I'm assuming Nick is just some random name they pasted there. I don't know if Nick is a real person, because every time it's a no, I get an email from Nick, and it's not like it's a personalized email. It's exactly the same copy and paste reply, which make me think that Nick is just the no bot. Whereas when there is a consideration of your stream, I found that someone who messages you is someone called Steven. And so for me, Nick is the no person, Steven is the maybe person. And I wish they would be more personalized with their responses as well. I mean, of course, they probably get tons of responses, so I can understand they want to do the job quickly. But if someone has repeatedly applied, like in my case, 9 times, and I've literally written them half a book about why I should, be considered for partner, then I would have hoped to receive more than a blanket no. or this copy and paste thingy. And as well, like I said, for now, as a newbie streamer, I would be more than happy to receive a subscribe button to give the impression of bigger channel before receiving the media options. Because an alternative to that is they could make it, for example, that the media encoding only enables itself when, for example, there's 200 viewers in the chat. They could make it dynamic. So rather than it being a case of partnered, not partnered, they could basically just say, if there's more than 250, 300, 500, whatever number they decide, then the media and options get enabled automatically, dynamically in the player. I mean, what do you think of as that for an idea?
I think that would be incredible, It's silly to think that they would send a generic email to you. That's what that sounded like to me. If you don't hit these numbers, automatically send it out with some nickname on it. But yeah, I think it should be automatic. You meet the guidelines, then that would take away that whole bad feeling you get when you get that generic email.
Yeah, because getting the sort of non-personalized response, it's almost like, because it makes me want to sometimes when I fill in an application, basically just leave the application blank. Just fill in my names and then just say, check the numbers, yes or no. It's like it makes it feel like it doesn't matter what I write. If the numbers are not right, they're going to say no anyway, so why do I waste my time writing such detail about my schedule and so on? And, because this is the way that the YouTube business model is that in theory everyone is a partner, in theory everyone is a YouTuber, and the more you achieve on YouTube, the more audience you grow, the more money you make and so on. But then it's left 100% down to you. Google do not limit your options in any way, even when you have one viewer. So if Twitch were to follow that sort of model, I think that they would be surprised how much more new business they would achieve, rather than, because by them saying that we can't afford this, we can't afford that, it gives a bad impression, in my opinion. It gives like, we are struggling to maintain our service, so we can't provide the service people want. That is not, if you can't provide the service people want, then either up your game or shut down, is my opinion. That's the thing. It's not. They should not make it about them. They should make it about the players. They should not make it like, it's a privilege to be a partner on the Twitch system. No, it's a privilege for them to have us. It should be the other way around. So the focus should be that, like I said, not actual personalized responses. I would love to see that. And it doesn't have to be long, So, of course, they might say we can't afford the staffing or whatever. Fine. But they could write even a sentence. They could say, for example, if you can consistently hit 200 viewers, we will consider it. Please email us when you've achieved that target. Something simple like that. It takes a few seconds to write. It gives a purpose to the reply. It gives the streamer something to motivate themselves towards. That would be my... again, another suggestion that maybe Twitch could do to improve their service. So anyway, let me quickly read the chat. So Void said, to be fair, Amazon does have the largest cloud computer business they rent out, but I agree, without whatever reason, it appears Twitch hasn't taken advantage of it at all. With that kind of power, they could transcode all streams. Yeah, Void, that's what I said. So I don't know if it's like, because obviously I don't work for Twitch, none of us do, so we don't know what they have planned behind the scenes, but they seem to have been very quiet about it. Like, I haven't seen even some announcement from Twitch to say that, we've recently been taken over by Amazon, we're working on it, we will provide a new service by end of the year or something. Just give people, the viewers, the streamers, the gamers, something to look forward to, something to hope for, because this sort of silentness is not good customer service, in my opinion. It actually goes against them. So, and let me see. Let's see what Chuvak said. So I think that maybe in this case you may need to be patient and wait it out in Twitch TV, and at the same time dabble in YouTube Live when it does come out and see if Twitch TV is willing to haggle with you. It's going to be a lack of choices in the future. Because as my YouTube channel is growing exponentially, YouTube channels grow quicker and quicker and quicker, and any channel grows, even on Twitch. So, like, when you hit a certain amount of target, then it grows very fast. So, for example, on YouTube, it took me 17 months, something like that, to hit 1 million views. In the 2 months since then, just the 2 since then, I'm now at almost 1.5 million views. So my channel has grown 50% in 2 months compared to the original 17 months it took to get to that stage. And with it growing ever quicker and quicker and quicker, then like I said, that if things don't work out on Twitch, then I will have to consider my options, because I can't offer the people what they want here. What people want is to be able to watch my stream without it constantly having that little circle loading thing on the screen, or because sometimes people say to me, I can see the video, I can't hear the audio, or vice versa, and so on. You know, that stuff needs to stop. That needs to end. So, you know, I mean, do you have any other ideas, Shin Ryu, how they could possibly improve their service?
Well, since they signed on with Amazon, he did kind of make a point. I do know that Amazon's cloud service, from what I was reading about, it's kind of a steep encoding curve. It's a little bit difficult written, and they could be writing up something to incorporate it into Stream for right now. So it is possible that in the future, with them going with Amazon, that they might have the database they need to have more freedom to give those people those options. Because we both know they don't have the manpower for everyone to look at all the streamers out there and the numbers. So it is possible in the future, but we do both know that once YouTube comes out with their streaming program, they're already going to have everything in play. They already have all the databases, they already have all the encoding, so it's kind of going to be just go with what's out there for right now and then see where it grows.
Yeah, and as they're saying in the chat, the risk is that if Twitch don't get their act together and soon, someone will come and take over the mantelpiece. You know, someone will offer a better service, and then Twitch will have to play catch up rather than maintaining its lead. So they're mentioning in the chat Hitbox, which it's a name I'm hearing more and more these days. So I've never actually been onto Hitbox because, you know, with new sites I'm kind of, you know, hesitant. But, you know, it is a threat to their business. You know, it's like there could be Hitbox, there could be out YouTube, there could be Mystery Website X, which comes from out of nowhere, that's well funded, that then offers better options and people switch. You know, people just say, look, Twitch is not working out, we're going to try something else. And I hope that doesn't happen. Now, I know that they said that, you know, Twitch is generating like the 4th or the 5th or whatever, the most traffic per month nearly on like the whole internet. But when you look at their size versus Google/YouTube, they are minuscule. You know, they like their bar, even if they're like 4th or 5th in the world, is this big, and Google's one is like, you know, like my whole screen big in terms of numbers. So, you know, they really need to up their game. And as well, so that would be my suggestion. So if any member of Twitch or the Twitch staff or anyone is watching, my suggestions to you would be add multi-tiers to the streaming partnership program. Add, for example, a subscribe button only, or a, you know, media encoding on after automatic media encoding for any stream above, say, 200, 300, 400 viewers. Or add, for example, if it's really, really expensive to do the media encoding, like, I'm actually sure that some people would risk the investment of it. You know, for example, if they said that, okay, to add media encoding to your stream until you're big enough, we need you to pay a premium of, say, $50 a month, for example, then I think some streamers would risk that, would invest in that. You know, to basically say, I want the media encoding option on my website, I'll pay for it. So that, because you don't have to offer it to me for free. I don't need it for free. I'll pay for it. It will help me grow my stream, and then the money will come back. I mean, that's what we do as streamers. We invest in new equipment, in new hardware, in new games, in new capture cards, whatever, to make the stream better and better. So investing to the Twitch infrastructure could be another option. You know, it's like, I would happily, if they said, for example, to me that to enable media encoding on your stream, to do that you need to pay us $50 a month, and then we'll think about you know, sharing ad revenue and blah blah blah, I would go for it. I 100% would, because I'm making enough money from YouTube, I could afford that. So, and if it improves the quality of the stream for my viewers, absolutely it would be worth it. I mean, do you think that could be an idea, Shinru?
Yeah, absolutely, I really do. And I think coming down to the end of this, Hitbox and a lot of these other newer companies we're going to hear coming out, everyone's realizing the amount of money people are making from streaming and things like that. So you're going to see more and more companies like that. I think even NVIDIA has their own called Shadowplay, if I'm not mistaken. Now, Twitch is kind of one of the higher level ones, but that's because they don't really have a competitor out there. But like we're talking about, as soon as YouTube hits, it's going to maybe open Twitch's eyes to realize we're going to need bigger databases, we're going to need more options, they're probably going to see what they're going to have to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for right now, I think your best option is just what everybody's saying is, just kind of wait it out and see where Amazon goes, but put your focus still into YouTube right now.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is that I do love that interactivity with my viewers. I do love being able to talk to all of my viewers and my subscribers directly. So I don't want to deny them that, because when you're a YouTuber, it is great being a YouTuber, it's very fun and so on, but it can be a very lonely existence. Like, because it's what, yesterday, for example, I recorded a live episode during my live stream where I was recording the episode and I said, this is how I do things as a YouTuber and so on. But having so many people in the chat with me at the time made me feel so much better. I enjoyed it so much more than if I had just been talking to myself for an hour. So, it's one of those things. It's that interactivity with the viewers and so on makes it a lot more fun. And that's why streaming is such a big deal, really. That's why this is the next evolution of gaming, is that interactivity with not just your closest one or two friends. It's like with tens, maybe even hundreds of people, sharing ideas and so on. Because when we combine minds, it's always better than, just with a couple of people. The more people's ideas that we share, the better. So, sorry, let me quickly read the chat. So, I mean, everyone in the chat, how do you feel about the quality of Twitch? Is it consistent? Is it RNG when you watch? Is it 5 times out of 6 times good and 1 time bad? Or, how good? Like, let's make it simple. Out of 10, guys, how consistent would you say the Twitch service is? And Shin Ryu, you can answer the same question.
I would probably say around 6, because just the growth that they're getting and the being able to handle that growth.
Yeah, absolutely. And what I would love to be able to do as well, because this is what I was thinking about. How there's all these different bots? There's NightBot, there's MooBot, there's XanBot. There's a million different types of bots out there. If they were to look at all of these bots and think, okay, what are the most popular features of all of these botting tools? So moderation of the chat, stop people spamming and stuff like that from NightBot, and then a points calculation from other bots where, they could, because some bots, they have the capacity to monitor how long, for example, someone has been watching the stream and assign them points based on how long. And as well, they have some other bots which manage giveaways, manage whatever. Now, I know partner streamers on Twitch have already got like a giveaway feature. That's fine. But what they could do is that they could make a Twitch bot. And it doesn't have to be free. This is what I keep trying to say, if anyone on Twitch is watching, is that Twitch could offer these as premium services. They could offer a premium streaming service. So it could basically just say that we will give partnership for free to the people who we know will help us make a lot of money with advertising. But for people who just want all the options, we will sell Twitch Premium or something, which includes all the media encoding, the subscribe button or whatever for a certain fee a month. So, so I think Turbo is like $8 a month. So if they were to say anything from, say, $50 to $100 a month to enable all these options, even if you only have one viewer, or like Super Turbo Twitch or whatever, streamer turbo, I don't know, they could think of their own name, then I personally would go for that. I don't see that as a bad thing, because even if no one goes for it, at least then there's no money lost from their side. They've offered it as an option. People don't have to work for years and years and years to offer options that should be there from day one, in theory. So, and as well, it's like a commitment from the streamer to basically say that I'm so committed to Twitch, I'm even prepared to put some of my own money towards making Twitch a bigger success. So, like I said, this is my own ideas of how to improve Twitch. I hope Twitch see this. I hope they can take notes, they obviously, there's going to be a million technical issues and whatever behind the scenes. But if they did surveys, if they were to ask people, would they go for this sort of service? Like email the biggest, well, not the biggest streamers, as in the people who are streamers but not big enough for partnership, would they be willing to pay towards the partnership options and so on until such a time when it could be offered for free if they hit certain targets? Then I think they might be surprised on how much people are willing. Because, like I said, people are willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get better equipment to improve their stream, especially when they do it for a living. It's an investment, and it is an investment that's worth it because it will be returned. So, Twitch.tv, please offer us packaged or multiple levels of, partnership. If you can't do it solo, like you said, you can't afford media encoding for everyone, you can only offer it to the biggest streamers, then you don't have to make it free. You could basically, like I said, just charge, just ask the people like me, are you prepared to share the burden with us? And I would say in one day, yes, absolutely. If Twitch said to me, okay, for $50 a month, we will enable you media encoding and a subscribe button and so on and so on, I'll say, okay, where do I sign? Just so I can make the stream that much better for my viewers, and then I can concentrate, rather than thinking about let's aim for partnership, I could just be focused on the let's make it more fun for my viewers, which is the way it should be. I shouldn't be distracted aiming for a partnership, because it is a distraction. It's a distraction from what I do. It's a distraction from what I'm trying to achieve on my YouTube channel, on my Twitch channel, on everything I'm doing. It's like, it's an added hurdle which is just not needed, in my opinion. So let's see about Twitch. I don't understand why subscribe button isn't available to all streamers, since they keep part of that money. There is no reason not to enable this at all. Advanced options could still be reserved on high visibility users. Exactly, Khan. They should just give subscribe buttons at the beginning and then enable, like you said, the media encoding for bigger streamers. So, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing approach like they have right now. It's either you're partnered or you're not. They should have some leeway. I mean, they could make some sort of lesser requirement. So they could say that if you have, for example, at least 60, 70 viewers on Twitch each time you stream, you can get your subscribe button. If you have at least double that, so let's say 150, 200 viewers, then we can start talking about media encoding and so on. That is what I would love to see. And as well, the one thing I have found is that there is an option right now to export videos from Twitch to YouTube automatically, but it is sketchy at best for any video that's above 15 minutes. Any video longer than 15 minutes, I don't even bother trying to do it. In fact, I use a service called, it's just some random third-party Twitch download service that allows me to download my episode in full on my PC, so that then I can upload, after I've edited it, all of it to YouTube manually. But that doubles the process, because that integration, while it's great, it doesn't work most of the time. And the as well, the website chat box, most of the time for me, it doesn't work. It simply doesn't work. So I use a Java tool called Chatty to see my chat, because the website just doesn't work on my computer. I don't know about the rest of you guys. Like, how often have you guys just not been able to connect to the Twitch chat on the Twitch website? And Shin Ryu, do you have any opinion or?
Yeah, it's probably, I would say, 6 out of 10 times, and it's getting worse as it's growing.
Yeah. So
and I do understand that they do have a lot of bandwidth in it now going on and things like that. Everything we're saying comes down to the same thing, as they do have growth and they don't have the necessary means, and they bought where they did. But I still think they sold to, YouTube and Google, but where they did sell, we don't know yet until the future, and we don't really know their game plan. And I wish that they would tell us. I wish they would say something, well, this is our game plan for the future, but nothing's really being said. It's just all kind of up in the air.
Yeah. So basically, I guess the sort of summary of today is that Twitch need to do more marketing. They need to do more things to win more customers, really, and to maintain their customers, so the smaller streamers like myself don't lose heart. It's like basically like, work with us, we'll work with you type of attitude, rather than making it that you're not good enough, improve attitude. I really don't like that. So anyway, let me read what Void said. Void said an interesting point. He said, I don't watch streams because they have a sub button. I'm not like, oh dude, sub button means he's better than non-sub streamers. Yeah, absolutely, Void. You're right. That's right. Now, the thing of the sub button is that it's a way of someone showing their support for the streamer. It's just like, $5 is not a big deal, but if you had loads of people hitting that sub button, then the streamer could buy more equipment, they could improve the stream, the Twitch would make money, and so on. But that's if you want to. And as well, it's not only about the streamer and Twitch winning, because then, like, for example, the more donations I get, the more giveaways I do. I do giveaways all the time. So if any big donations come in, I always do, you see me, I do multiple minion giveaways and things like that. So, it's one of those things where it can make people who are not partnered streamers jealous, just really jealous. It can make people like, oh, he's a partner, he has his sub button, he has all this, and I have to be here with the crappy service and so on. It's like, it is a two-tier system which needs to change. It really does. So because it's not all gamers are equal on Twitch. Absolutely not. It's a case of, we will only favor the people who will make us tons of money. And like I said, if that's the attitude they want to go for, great. Their business, their website, they can run it how they like. And I just want to make them, I want to have more options. Simple as that. Like I said, even if I have to pay money to have media encoding on my stream, to have whatever, I'm more than happy to do that for my viewers, because I'm making more than enough money from YouTube. So I can afford that. I'm more than willing to sacrifice some of my YouTube income to make my Twitch stream even better. So anyway, so let me read what Sholing said. So, hey Mithrie, I spent a lot of money crafting lately, but not earning gills. Do you know what a good market is right now? Sholing, I haven't actually looked at that recently, because everything's kind of up in the air before the expansion launches, so you really have to just check the market board to see if anything's still selling anymore. I think the market's starting to crash a bit. But anyway, let me see. Needs to add IP bans for the streamers, though. What do you mean, Stalker? More chargebacks also. Unfortunately, the delay is something you can't avoid. You can lower it, but you can never remove it completely. Mithrie, if you are getting a Titan X, you need to upgrade your CPU. Yeah, probably. I think, to be honest, the Titan X is just an ambition. It's just a dream, nothing more. It's just like, to be honest, the Titan X would probably go with a brand new PC. I don't think I should even bother fitting it into this PC. So, and RAM, people think, are saying 24 gigabyte requirements to use all the memory on the Titan X. Wow, really? So, now, like I said, guys, this is basically all I really wanted to cover for this topic. The how can Twitch improve their service? it was a random question. I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, and people were asking me to do podcasts. So this is my idea going forward, is that I'm thinking about doing a MithCast or podcast every Thursday. So every Thursday could be the MithCast day, where we talk for maybe half an hour about the given topic of that day. Is that something you guys would like to see? Would you want to see more MithCasts in the future? And, like I said, this is my first, so I'm sorry I don't have any kind of fancy podcast interface like you see in other podcasts. This is my first time doing it, so I will try very much to improve it as time goes on. So I could add it to the schedule, guys. We could say Thursday is podcast day, just because I think in the weekends we just need to see gameplay. The weekend is when we should be mostly, just playing games, because the weekend is the time to really go for it. So, okay, I'll add, let's see. Okay, let's schedule in another one then for next Thursday, and we'll see how they go. We'll see, how the conversation goes as well. And do you like the format of how I'm doing it as well? I'll try and get at least someone to chat to. I don't know, maybe Shin Ryu. Maybe this is the start of a new career for you. Yeah, it's just like every week. So just like Happy and Sly, it could be me and Shin Ryu. We could just talk about random things. Let's see.
I did get a quick look at the market board. Just like how it's always been for that one person that asked about making money, just keep doing mid-level gear until the expansion comes out, because that's the only thing that's really staying steady. Everything else is in a decline on the auction house. So I believe mid-gear is what, silver and myth?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I guess things like, you said silver, mithril. Even, to be honest, things like steel might be good sellers. So, yeah. So, anyway, guys, that's it for the podcast. So, I will be uploading it to YouTube as well, so people can check it out weekly. And is there any topic, guys, you would like me to cover next week? Any random questions you would want my opinion on, or anything like that? Farming for days, yep. I'm giving 14 a miss right now with Witcher 3 coming up. Yeah, I'm becoming more and more curious about Witcher 3, because I find everyone is talking about it. Like, everyone. So, I probably might even tonight watch some videos about Witcher 3. I mean, do you know anything about Witcher 3?
I do, yes. For your entertainment, it's going to be fantastic.
And why is that?
I think that all the Witcher games it's a lot like Dragon Age in a way. It's an RPG, and I think what makes it so funny is your interaction with people, and that's what makes it so entertaining. Like we've discussed before, you can really have a relationship with anything in the game. Anyone that you meet, you can actually talk to. And besides that, there is a whole side of alchemy that you can do, of creating all sorts of different kinds of options, and I really like that idea. But just for the sheer entertainment, I think it would be worth looking into. People definitely enjoy just watching it. The stuff people say, the things you're doing when you're talking to them, it's hilarious.
And me, I haven't played Witcher 1 and 2, and I don't exactly have time to. So could I, for example, get into Witcher 3 directly without missing too much of the story?
Absolutely. I mean, there's always going to be that little bit of lore where you're not going to understand, because there's going to be repeat, just like in any other game. There's going to be repeat people, but to be honest, because of how it's designed, you're going to be more than fine to it. Right.
Okay. So, yeah. So basically, that's it for episode 1 of MithCast. We'll see in the future if we rename it as well. Khan is saying I should maybe rename it to like Mithrie Talks or something like that. Yeah. So, and when it comes to the podcast, I would prefer to talk about topics gaming related, generally gaming related, not 14 based, because I live stream pretty much every day of the week about 14 anyway. So I want the podcast on Thursdays to be about gaming generally, so any other discussions that you would like me to talk about? So we have the idea of talking maybe some more about Twitch and the future of live stream and so on, but I don't want it to be about me specifically. You know, I want the topic to be a broad topic, and I talk about, for example, my opinion of it, but not it to be about like Mithrie's YouTube channel, whatever, because I do that on my YouTube channel all the time anyway. You know, I'm always making thank you videos, or this is what's coming next videos and stuff like that. So I'm already doing that on YouTube directly. So, personally, I think a topic for next week, for example, could be the evolution of MMOs and the influence they've had over the years. So, for example, we could talk about how great WoW was 10 years ago, let's say, and why it's struggling now, even though so many other MMOs are taking off really well. I mean, is that an idea? The evolution of MMOs over the last 10 years?
That could be really fun, because they have evolved quite a bit.
Yeah, so we could talk about that. So maybe, let's see, PC Master Race, console versus PC, that's an idea. Maybe we could do that. I think that might actually be a more broader topic, because I think that's a topic that a lot of people could relate to, really, is the PC versus consoles. How about that for next week?
That sounds fantastic to me. There's a lot of debate in that right now.
Yeah.
Very current topic, ongoing.
Yeah, especially now that consoles have actually caught up to high-performing PCs. You know, because obviously for years, that's something we could talk about next week, is that for years and years, PC could be unmatched. The PCs were way too powerful to be compared to consoles, but not anymore. So, like, for example, my PlayStation 4 is actually more powerful than my current PC. So, you know, I didn't think I didn't think the day would come when my console would take over my computer. I didn't think that was a thing.
And then there's that other side of the debate with everyone going to DirectX 11 to make that jump again. So that'll be a fun one to talk about.
Okay, so next week, guys, next Thursday, we will do a podcast of PC versus consoles. And I want it to be about you guys. So I want you guys to request the content. And we're going to interact with the chat the whole time. So we're not going to just, you know, be talking back and forth for an hour and then ask questions at the end. We will be answering questions or opinions and so on throughout. Like, this is what I'm doing now. So this is why it's my face, the Twitch chat, someone on Mumble to chat to, Shin Ryu, and yeah, it's just like an open discussion, gaming related. But I don't want it to turn into some like 3-hour episode, every hour, like, you know, endless discussion. So I'm going to limit each episode to be no more than an hour, probably 45 minutes to an hour. I mean, how does that sound? Do you think it's a good timing, Shinru?
Yeah, I think that would be great.
Cool.
And I think you're right. We don't want to just be debating against each other and try to get more facts out. And with some opinion, and let people decide for themselves, let it be driven by what they ask.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, guys, that's it for MithCast episode 1. I will be uploading it to YouTube probably later tonight. Thank you guys for being here. And
yes, thank you, and thank you, Mithrie, for having me.
Yep, pleasure. So, and it's still early for me, guys, so I'll do my normal live stream for after this. But for now, let's say goodbye from me, goodbye from Shin Ryu,
Goodbye.
and see you next Thursday for another MithCast. So, bye-bye.